Here is part of a train timetable for a journey from London to Marseille. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but all times given are in local time. The local time in Marseille is 1 hour ahead of the local time in London. A1. Work out the total time from London to Marseille. Give your answers in hours and minutes. So this is fairly a simple question. We want to find the time between London to Marseille. So the time between 7:19 a.m. to 2:46 p.m. But since the unit of hours and minutes are different, you can make some silly mistakes here. So to prevent yourself from making silly mistakes, I always separate it into hours and minutes. So first, I want to get from 7 to 14. So that's adding 7 hours. And then from 14:19, I want to get to 14:16. So I need to add another 46 minus 19 minutes, which is 27 minutes. Therefore, the time between those two times is 7 hours and 27 minutes. Part 2. The distance from London to Ashford is 90 kilometers. The local time in London is the same as the local time in Ashford. Work out the average speed in kilometers per hour of the train between London and Ashford. So from physics, you should already know that average speed is equal to total distance divided by time. And we want the average speed in kilometers per hour. So we want the unit of distance to be kilometers, and we want the unit of time to be hours. So we are given the distance in kilometers, which is 90 kilometers. And we are given the time from the timetable over here. So it takes 55 minus 90 minutes, which equals 36 minutes to get to Ashford. So we are given the time in minutes, not hours. So we need to convert it to hours first. And we convert it into hours by dividing by 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour. So that's 0.6 hours. So average speed equals 90 kilometers divided by 0.6 hours. So that's 150 kilometers per hour. During the journey, the train takes 35 seconds to completely cross a bridge. The average speed of the train during this crossing is 90 kilometers per hour. The length of the train is 95 meters. Calculate the length in meters of this bridge. So when the question says completely cross a bridge, it means that the whole of the train needs to cross the bridge to the other side. So, therefore, the distance traveled in the 35 seconds in the question must be the distance of the bridge and the distance of the whole train. So the distance traveled would equal the bridge plus the distance of the train. So we can find the distance or the length of the bridge by doing distance traveled minus the length of the train. And the question already gave us the length of the train, which is 95 meters. So all that's left is to find the distance traveled in the 35 seconds it used to cross the bridge. So according to the distance speed time triangle, distance traveled equals speed multiplied by time. And we are given the speed in the question as 90 kilometers per hour. And the time is 35 seconds. So we have a problem here. The time unit doesn't add up, or it doesn't align because the speed is in kilometers per hour, but then we have the time in seconds. So we need to either convert kilometers per hour into kilometers per second, or we can convert seconds into hours. It's a lot easier to convert seconds into hours and then multiply it by kilometers per hour. So that's what we're going to do. So we need to convert 35 seconds into hours. There's 60 minutes in an hour, and there are 60 seconds in a minute. So we need to divide 35 by 60 to get minutes, and then divide it by 60 again to get hours, and that is 7 over 720 hours. So therefore, the distance traveled equals 90 kilometers per hour multiplied by 70 over 720 hours. And that equals 0.875 kilometers. However, the question wants it in meters, so let's convert that into meters first. So that is multiplied by 1,875 meters. So now we have everything we need to calculate the length of the bridge. So the length of the bridge is 875 meters minus 95 meters, and that is 780 meters. B. The fares for the train journey are shown in the table below. 1. For the standard fare, write the ratio adult fare to child fare in its simplest form. So we're looking at the standard fare, and for an adult it's 84. For a child it's 60, so the ratio would be 84 to 60, and then we need to simplify it. So if we can divide both numbers, 84 and 60, by a number, then we can do that. Or to do it in one step, you want to divide the numbers by its highest common factor, which is 12. If you divide both numbers by 12, you get 7 to 5, which there are no more common factors between 7 and 5, so that's the ratio in its simplest form. Or you can just type 84 divided by 60 into your calculator and press the button for the answer as a fraction, and you will get 7 over 5, because the calculator will give you the answer as a fraction in its simplest form right away. 2. For an adult, find the percentage increase in the cost of the standard fare to the premier fare. So we are looking at adult fares here, and the standard fare would be the original amount, or the 100%. And we want to find the increase as a percentage of the original amount. So we want increase over the original amount multiplied by 100. The increase would be the difference between the premier fare minus the standard fare. So that's 140 minus 84 over 84 multiplied by 100, which gives 66.6 recurring percent. So we need to round this value. And whenever we round something, we need to round to 3 significant figures for IGCSE. Therefore, this would be 66.7%. 3. For one journey from London to Marseille, the ratio number of adults to number of children is equal to 11 to 2. There were 220 adults in total on this journey. All the children and 70% of the adults paid the standard fare. The remaining adults paid the premier fare. Calculate the total of the fares paid by the adults and the children. So from the table, the standard fare for an adult is $84, and the standard fare for a child is $60. And the premier fare for an adult is $140. So we can find the total by doing number of children multiplied by $60 plus 70% of the number of adults multiplied by $84 plus 30% of the number of adults multiplied by $140. And we know that there are 220 adults on the journey. So that's 70% of 220 and 30% of 220. But we don't know the number of children, so we need to find that out first. And we can find out the number of children by looking at the ratio of number of adults to number of children, which is 11 to 2. If there were 220 adults, 11 multiplied by 20 equals 220. Therefore, there must be 2 multiplied by 20, which is 40 children. So the total fare would equal 40 multiplied by 60 plus 70% of 200 multiplied by 84 plus 30% of 200 multiplied by 140. And that gives 24,576 exactly. So we have the exact amount and we don't need to round this, so you can just leave your answer like that. C. There were 3.08 multiplied by 10 to the power of 5 passengers that made this journey in 2018. This was a 12% decrease in the number of passengers that made this journey in 2017. Find the number of passengers that made this journey in 2017. Give your answer in standard form. So this is a reverse percentage question. And the number of passengers that made this trip in 2017 is the original value. So we're going to let that equal X. And the original value got decreased by 12%. So X multiplied by 100% minus 12% should equal the value in 2018, which is 3.08 multiplied by 10 to the power of 5. So 100% minus 12% as a decimal would be 1 minus 0.12. So that's X multiplied by 1 minus 0.12 equals 3.08 to the power, 3.08 multiplied by 10 to the power of 5. And then we can use it to solve for X. So 0.88X equals that. And we can divide both sides by 0.88 to get the value of X. And X equals 350,000 exactly. But we need to give our answer in standard form. So the decimal place is right there. And we need to move the decimal place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to make it a number between 1 and 10. So it's going to be 3.5 multiplied by 10 to the power of 5.